As week 2 of Duos FNCS comes to a close, a duo unfamiliar to many has begun to emerge as a top competitor. Jayth and Ykell. Jayth's top-tier shot calling, coupled with the mechanics of the controller god Ykell, make these two flexible in any endgame situation with loads of potential energy everywhere they go. These two came up with a 24th place finish in the Duo FNCS warm-up, followed by a 25th place finish in week 1, just barely missing the qualifying spot. They qualified for week 2 finals where they finished 8th overall, clinching a spot in the heats. But you still may not know much about Jayth and Ykell as they begin to make their first impacts on the scene, so let's find out. Are Jayth and Ykell a sleeper or slept on? During World Cup, Jayth placed 40th as a solo in week 9, but besides that didn't make much of a showing, while Ykell had one notable top 100 duo finish in week 8. To say the least, these players have been upper tier for a while, but they haven't been able to break the barrier into elite level players until very recently. They began to take steps closer to this elite level during Trios FNCS, where Jayth was able to make heats with Degenerate and Icy, where they had a 21st place finish in Heat 2. Sadly, Ykell was unable to make heats during Trios FNCS, playing with Fusions and Tinner. During Squads FNCS, Jayth and Ykell teamed up for the first time with Icy and Schneider, where they made it to heats and ended with a 7th place finish in Heat 3, just outside of the qualification spot. Aside from off-spawn kills, which aren't aplenty, especially in finals where Jayth and Ykell are usually uncontested, the two play a pretty passive mid-game, simply looking for Storm Surge tags on enemies far away and avoiding rotations that can move them in between teams. In endgames, they maximize efficiency by splitting the two most important roles. While Jayth pays close attention to the zone, rotations, and tarping, Ykell is keeping tabs on all the players around them and finding tags to keep players off their lair. Ykell is also looking for good candidates to impact frag and refresh their materials. Jayth and Ykell wait until late into the endgame to make any plays for height, waiting for a time where height is assured and they are in a good enough position to hold it until the end of the game. When Jayth and Ykell take height, it is deadly, and they are able to maneuver it well, playing to their advantage the builds around them. Jayth and Ykell are dominant throughout opens and semifinals and major tournaments, but are handicapped in finals by their inability to get Storm Surge at times. However, when they can obtain the necessary Storm Surge, their consistency in endgames is phenomenal. Both Jayth and Ykell have incredible solo clutch capabilities, which lead them to plenty of placement points, even when in shambles. Throughout the Week 2 finals, Jayth and Ykell averaged a placement of 9 across the games where they didn't die to Storm Surge, although they did fall to Storm Surge 2 of the 6 games. I don't doubt that with a little work and repetition at obtaining Storm Surge, Jayth and Ykell will be able to dominate FNCS duos, but another question is their longevity in the scene. When organizations look for players, they want players who will be able to stay relevant and compete at the top level across multiple competitions. We haven't seen much from Jayth and Ykell as they are new, but if they can continue to prove their level of play across more than just duos FNCS, I believe orgs will be jumping to grab these players. Jayth is also super content focused, even hiring a new channel manager, Grinicide, to help with creating YouTube content. This appeals majorly to organizations and can help attribute to their longevity and worth. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter for more updates. Links to my socials are down in the description as always.
You're so good! Let's fucking go, Kel!